What up, Raffalitos? Welcome back to my channel. This is David Road Street in South Rheinveld Gardens, and I'm back in this neck of the woods to show you what's happening here. So, the last time I was here, they were building the foundation for these structures that I thought was going to be a housing development, but now that I've come back to look at it, it actually looks more like warehouses. Now remember where we are. We are in Houston, behind South Rheinveld Gardens. That long structure is Gene Equip, and across to the east, that's the new Sheriff shopping mall that's being constructed on the New Heroes Highway, and to the east of it, or to the north of it, that's the Four Points Hotel and Resorts, looking directly east into the direction of the sun. And north of where we are, that's South Rheinveld Gardens. So this new development is probably going to be, now that I'm back in this neck of the woods, it's probably going to be warehouses, because it seems as if this is going to be another industrial commercial zone. It looks like long, tall buildings, and the number of them suggests to me that it's going to be either multiple buildings or very large warehouse. Now I'm going to come back and take a closer look at it as time goes by, but for now, this is what's happening in this neck of the woods. Now this David Rose Street extends all the way into Rome, which is the next village over, and I'm going to show you what's happening there. Because the last time we were here in this neck of the woods, they were building a outlet mall. All right, an outlet mall. I think it's called the Houston Complex. And the last time we were here, they were not yet open, but they had completed two of the buildings. Gene Equip over here is a equipment rental company, I think. So they rent heavy equipment. So if you want to rent earth moving equipment like bulldozers and so on. And over here, all this land in Houston is going to be developed, I believe, into commercial and residential land. Now on this side, as you can see, there's a whole lot of land. This land is actually previously sugarcane plantation, and it extends all the way to the east bank. Right, so all of this land is eventually going to be redeveloped. This house, I think, was, or these two houses, were built recently, or at least they were repainted recently, because the last time I was here, they had just been repainted. And all this land, I think, is going to be eventually commercial. On the other side, this is the Gene Equip. Now over here, I think somebody is storing, these are containers, refrigerated containers. So they may be storing imported vegetables and fruits, apples, grapes and stuff. This is Gene Equip, the equipment rental place. And they're renting out tractors and bulldozers and so on. So this is what is happening in this neck of the woods. This is also new on the other side. Some development is already taking place. Like I said this morning, this place is developing very rapidly. The land is being cleared, and as you can see, there are warehouses over there, another equipment rental or storage. So they're building like a large high shade for what seems to be Komatsu um, combines or cranes, what do you call them? These are earth moving machines. So all of this land seems to be in development. As you can see here, they just started clearing this part of the land to build seems like a drainage system. It's going in here next to the road we've been walking on. On the other side there's another equipment storage, heavy earth moving equipment storage location site. So this is what is happening in this neck of the woods. The sign says land for rent, and there is a number on it, right? Land for rent, the sign says, and there's a number on it. Of course, like I said, you have to be cautious when you're looking for land in Guyana, because people put up signs on land that they do not own. They don't have the transport or the deed for. So always have an agent or a lawyer review any kind of land deals you make in Guyana. Now over here, all of this land used to be sugarcane plantation, used to be cultivated with sugarcane, and now that land is cleared. They basically rezoned it for housing and commercial development. There's no longer a sugar plantation anywhere on the east coast of Demerara, on the east bank of Demerara. Here, we're actually running parallel to the east bank of Demerara. There's no longer any sugar cane plantations. On this side you can see the land is already being cleared for development. The last time we were here, like 3-4 months ago, this had not yet been cleared, and that's what's happening. A lot of development happening. Like I said, this is the reason why this part of Guyana reminds me of Ontario in the 1990s, because this is what Ontario looked like in the 1990s when I first started driving across the border from New York into Ontario. And you would have to drive along the QEW, Queen Elizabeth Way, from say Buffalo, Niagara into Toronto, or in fact driving as far as Ottawa, which I've done. You would see a lot of land like this. Here again, somebody's preparing the land for housing or commercial development. Somebody's already moved in rocks. Here they're already building drainage systems. And they're putting in concrete drains. That's what's happening over here. And beyond, I actually took this road all the way to the east bank on a previous occasion, and I'm going to do that again today, but from a different point in a future video. But this road connects all the way to the east bank, public road. And on this side it goes to the new Heroes Highway, East Bank Bypass Road. That's a canal that goes all the way to the river on this side. On that side as well. So this plot of land is also being cleared. This is new also. Last time we were here, this was still bush. Now you can see all this land is being cleared for development. They've already put in sand foundation in it on the land. And remember, this is opposite the Houston complex. Right, this is the large shopping complex. Now, the last time we were here, they didn't even have this frame, so they're putting up a now frame for a large building. Right, this is new, and they've built a large entrance ramp. This is like a bridge onto the land. Let's see what they're doing. They're actually constructing all right, so this is what they're constructing here in Houston. And remember, this is the Houston complex. The buildings that you can see in the distance, those are already completed. And this fenced off area that extends for the entire block is the Houston shopping complex. So this is what is being built here in Houston. Again, that's NABI. The sign says NABI. I don't know if you can see it here. Okay, it's not visible, but there's a construction company called NABI. It's responsible for a lot of the commercial construction in Guyana. So this is what's happening in Houston, guys. In Guyana. In fact, we probably crossed over the boundary into Rome. So Houston and Rome, south of South Rumvelt Gardens. There was a time when South Rumvelt Gardens was the southern boundary of Georgetown. There was just sugarcane field beyond South Rumvelt Gardens. Now you have all this development happening, and I suggest pay close attention, because in a few months all of this land that seems to be vacant will be occupied by buildings. So that's what's up, guys. That's what's happening in this neck of the woods. This is Houston and Rome in the fastest growing economy in the world, and this is what that economic growth looks like. It looks like construction everywhere you go. It looks like large commercial buildings being built, as well as residential buildings, hotels, and restaurants, and roads. And I'm here to bring, or to chronicle for you, how that is happening, changing ahead. It's in the next complex. There's a number of warehouses that are being built. Clearly there's a huge demand for storage, warehouse storage, and that's the reason why so many warehouses are built. But this is the Houston complex. Last time we were here, I made a video showing you of this complex. It's still not open. For business, but based on the signboard, a number of companies have already signed up to operate out of this Houston commercial complex. And this is what it looks like. Right now the gate is open, so I don't know if that means operational. But again, this is what the signboard says. Right, these are the people. It's Houston Commercial Complex. Signboard says Western Scientific Bihari Restaurants Holdings, Integrated Offshore Services, PHL, Technical Integrated Services, AVAA Holdings, and so on. Massey Distribution, Roof Systems, French Tradition, Western Express, based on, yeah, this is Western Express Logistics and Transport, Waste Aid, Engage, and the Home Store. So that's it, guys. That's what's happening in this neck of the woods. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Let people know what's happening here in the fastest growing economy in the world, Guyana. Later. Morning. A lot of construction equipment and construction workers. And of course, dogs everywhere.